Sit down and listen to me. If your relationship is falling apart, it's probably your fault. And I don't say that to blame you. I say it because you're the only person you can fix. Most people spend their entire lives wondering why no one stays, why their relationships collapse, why they're always being used, ignored, disrespected. But they never stop to ask the only question that matters: what am I doing to cause this? You see, it's easier to point fingers. It's easier to call someone toxic. It's easier to say they changed. But the truth is, most people lose love because they never earned it in the first place. They relied on chemistry, on convenience, on attraction, but never on discipline, never on character, never on becoming someone who deserves to be loved deeply. You want to know the truth? People don't stay in love because of how good you look. They stay because of how safe they feel with you, how seen they feel around you, how inspired, respected, and challenged they are when they stand next to you. And you don't build that by accident. You build that by waking up every day and deciding to be someone who brings peace, not chaos, someone who listens before they speak, someone who forgives, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. And if you're the kind of person who explodes over small things, who uses silence as a punishment, who needs constant reassurance like a bottomless pit, then listen to me. You are the reason people leave. No one can love a ticking time bomb forever. You need to grow up. You need to stop acting like pain gives you permission to be cruel. You need to stop expecting someone else to fix wounds you've refused to face. Real relationships aren't for the weak. They require emotional maturity, psychological responsibility, and moral discipline. They require patience, sacrifice, and delayed gratification. And that's why most people can't handle them. They want the comfort. They want the attention. But they don't want the work. They want loyalty. While they flirt for attention, they want honesty, but lie about small things. They want peace while they carry unresolved rage into every room. That's not love. That's dysfunction wearing a mask. And you will keep repeating the same pain until you finally learn the lesson. You are not ready for love until you are at peace alone. Because the truth is, no one can carry you forever. No one can keep pouring into someone who only drains. You want to be chosen? Then be someone worth choosing, not just in the beginning, not just when it's easy, but when it's hard, when you're tired, when you're triggered, when you're tempted, because that's when your character shows. That's when real love begins. You don't get the kind of relationship that legends are built on by luck. You earn it through discomfort, through failure, through reflection. You become someone who can love deeply because you've looked your own flaws in the face and said, I refuse to ruin someone else just because I was once broken. That is how you heal. That is how you grow. That is how you stop losing people who were good to you. Because in the end, most relationships don't fail because people stop loving each other. They fail because one or both partners never learned how to love themselves first. And you can't give what you don't have. And you can't give what you don't have. That's the part no one teaches you. We talk about relationships like they're games, rules, tactics, red flags. But this isn't chess. This is your soul colliding with another human being. You don't need strategies. You need depth. And let me tell you something. No dating coach is brave enough to say, you don't lose people because you weren't enough. You lose them because you were never present, not mentally, not emotionally. You were too busy being afraid, too busy proving something, too busy chasing attention from ghosts on social media, and you ignored what was right in front of you until it faded into the background. You want a miracle? You already had one. You just didn't value it. Do you know how rare it is to find someone who genuinely wants to build something with you, who chooses you day after day, who's not just using you to avoid their own loneliness? And what did you do with that? You nitpicked. You overreacted. You tested them. You guilted them. You blamed them. Because deep down, you didn't believe you were worthy of something good, so you destroyed it. That's the brutal truth. You didn't feel safe, so you made them unsafe. That's not love. That's fear in disguise. And now you sit here wondering what happened as if it was sudden. It wasn't. It was slow. It was every eye roll, every ignored apology, every sarcastic jab, every broken promise, every time you said, that's just how I am, instead of changing. It was you. And the worst part is, if you don't wake up now, you'll do it again. Different person, same pattern. You'll keep destroying what you claim to want until you finally get the message. Your childhood wounds are not your partner's responsibility. Your insecurity isn't their burden to carry. Your need for control isn't leadership, it's fear. And no one should have to pay for the pain that someone else left behind in you. If you don't fix it, you'll pass it on. If you don't address it, you'll project it. If you don't heal it, you'll repeat it and you'll call it bad luck. It's not bad luck. It's bad habits. And here's what no one tells you. It's your job to interrupt your own cycle. If you were raised in chaos, choose peace. If you were raised with yelling, learn to speak gently. If you were ignored, be present. If you were neglected, become nurturing. You break generational patterns not with revenge, but with responsibility. And you rebuild love, not with noise, not with guilt, not with drama, but with consistency. Real relationships don't need to be theatrical. They need to be safe. Safe doesn't mean boring. Safe means reliable. Safe means, I know you won't turn on me when you're angry. Safe means, I can be vulnerable without being punished. Safe means, I don't have to earn your affection with suffering. And if you can't offer that, then love will not stay. You can be beautiful, talented, funny, desirable, but if being with you feels like walking on eggshells, you will always be replaceable. Because peace is irreplaceable. You think being hard to get makes you valuable? Try being hard to hurt. You think emotional detachment makes you powerful? Try being deeply secure and deeply open. That's power. That's rare. And that's what lasts. So stop asking why people keep leaving. Ask why you keep pushing them. Ask why you only show affection when you're afraid of losing them. Ask why you need to win arguments more than you need to protect love. Because let me be clear, no one wins in a relationship where someone has to lose. If your ego needs to be right more than your heart needs to be kind, you are not ready for love. And if you're not willing to confront that, then keep scrolling. Keep chasing new people. Keep blaming the last one. Keep sabotaging every good thing that tries to love you. But if you're done with that, if you're ready to stop bleeding on people who didn't cut you, if you're ready to become the kind of person you've always wanted to love, then start here. Apologize for the times you've made love harder than it needed to be. Let go of the identity you built around being the damaged one. Show up with the intention to give, not just take. And remember, love doesn't thrive on drama. It thrives on devotion. Devotion to growth, devotion to peace, devotion to showing up even when it's inconvenient. Most people will never get this far. Most people will keep running until they've destroyed every person who tried to love them. But if you're still here, if you're still listening, then maybe, just maybe, you're ready to stop being the problem and finally become the reason something beautiful begins.